Nebraska! This is Training Blend, the official podcast of the State of Nebraska Training and Development Team. Hey Nebraska, this is Training Blend, and we are here with the training team, and we're bringing you this year in review episode 7 of Training Blend. So thanks for joining us, and it's just the team this time. But we'll tell you who we are anyway. I'm Lisa.
I'm Debbie.
I'm Katie.
Renee.
I'm Mary Beth.
And we're all here to talk about some things that we are proud of that have happened this year, some things that we feel like have been positive for this team and positive for you as our teammates. And so we thought we'd just share some of our favorite stories and some of our favorite moments from the year. But before we get started, as usual, we've got hot seat questions, but this one will be kind of fun because we have hot seat questions for each other.
Debbie, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Renee, chicken or beef? I broke Renee.
I don't know.
She wants to say both.
There
I
are
know.
great applications of both. You can say both. My first thought was nachos, which I think reveals a lot about our training team. Big fans of Thursday $5 nachos we are.
That could just be the answer to any hot seat question.
Right.
City or country?
Nachos.
Nachos.
It's like 42, except for us.
Lisa, morning person or night owl? Nachos? Is that
Nachos. Morning person by training, night owl naturally.
Mary Beth,
Yes.
rabbits or squirrels?
But they're both so cute. I'm going to go with squirrel. Squirrel.
W, what is your spirit animal?
Oh, spirit animal.
Nachos.
You know,
It actually does work for all of them.
it really does. You know, the only thing I can think of at the top of my head is a golden retriever.
Oh.
Katie, cake or pie?
Cake.
Follow-up question, buttercream or whipped frosting?
Buttercream.
Does anybody in this table, around this table, like whipped frosting?
No.
I like whipped buttercream, maybe.
I can really eat any kind of frosting.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lisa, Coke or Pepsi?
Coke in the glass, Pepsi in the trash can. Always fun with the lightning round. Congratulations, we all passed.
Yay!
We've done a lot of things this year. For such a small group, we have just accomplished so much, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Katie, what was something that really stands out to you?
I would say our open house. We had a lot of stuff going on. We had a lot of people coming in. So we had Mike Henke come in. He gave us a talk about building a positive workplace environment, which was really good. And then we had Sam Steele fly in from LinkedIn Learning, and she gave us just like the whole rundown on LinkedIn Learning and how we can best utilize it, how we can use it to grow our careers and just really jumpstart our training. And then we had a really awesome Generations in the Workplace panel discussion.
We did, and we had several generations represented.
All the generations.
And I'd say that Renee's high school students representing Generation Z were the highlight of the panel.
Mm-hmm.
We also had IDP consultations. And an IDP is an individual development plan, and those were done by Renee and Amber Durr. So Renee, do you want to tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, an individual development plan is just, basically it's just a formalization of a good learning goal. So deciding what you're going to get out of a training and how that's going to translate into changed work behavior and sort of setting benchmarks for yourself. And what it avoids is going to training, getting all these new ideas, going back to work, putting your materials on your shelf, and nothing ever changes. So,
And as a result of that, you are doing more of them, correct?
yes. It sounds interesting, but you'd like a little bit of help. getting it put together, we are here for you.
I'd say in terms of open houses, it was a success. We really served a lot of our teammates that day, and we had a good experience and good time. Mike Hinkie was a great speaker. Like, I think we sort of struggled to find the right speaker for that event, and then when we settled on Mike, it was just like perfect.
I thought it was really cool that Sam came all the way from San Francisco.
And brought her boss. Which
Joey.
Swag. Oh, I'm using my LinkedIn Learning pen right now. Renee, what was your favorite?
Well, my favorite thing in 2019 is still behind the scenes. I've been working with learning and development folks from different agencies to put together a brand new supervisor training that will be statewide, and every brand new supervisor is going to have an opportunity to participate. And in 2019, as a group, we designed the curriculum. We settled on what we were going to present as information based on extensive surveys that we did with brand new supervisors, with experienced supervisors, and with HR folks, asking them, if you're a supervisor and you've been a supervisor for a while, what do you wish you would have known right away? That would have made it easier. If you're a brand new supervisor, what freaks you out? What do you feel like you're not comfortable with? What are you afraid you're getting wrong? And with HR people, we asked, where do new supervisors most often go wrong? What information do they need to help them do their jobs better? And we've made it a flipped classroom approach. So back to LinkedIn Learning, they will have online learning assignments that they'll watch before they come to the in-person workshop. And instead of teaching them new information in the workshop, they're going to practice the skills they learned in the online learning. So we finished the curriculum design. We did a pilot with 24 folks from banking and finance, from the fire marshal, and from Game and Parks. We just wrapped that up, so we're going to make some adjustments and some tweaks to the program, and we're going to roll it out next year. And I'm just really excited about it because it's going to impact anybody who's a new supervisor in state government and get them training that they really need. And it was truly a cooperation of lots of different agencies to put something together for everyone. So that's what I'm excited about for 2019.
That's
is
really
cool.
awesome.
Do you guys have a name for it yet?
Well, that was a much debated topic. And then the title that I strongly campaigned for was not selected. But we're going to call it Foundations of Leadership.
How does that work with the already existing leadership program?
The Foundations of Leadership will be for brand new supervisors. So how it will work is as soon as somebody is changed in the HR system of record as newly having direct reports, the training will automatically be dropped onto their transcript. So it'll get to them immediately. And it'll be in their first year of being a supervisor, providing that support mostly for where do I go if something happens, or where do I find this information. The Leadership Certificate Program is more in-depth. We talk about hiring and in-depth performance management and conflict. And so that is a really good fit after you've been a supervisor for 2, 3, 4 years. Then you're probably starting to hire, and you might have a bigger team and really just have the emotional space to move on to some of those skills. When you're a brand new supervisor, the feedback that we got was that it's just kind of overwhelming and alarming, and you're worried about what is in the contract. If somebody is sick, how does that work? What does FMLA mean? Some of those more emergent kind of day-to-day things they're worried about. And once they get a little more comfortable with that, then they're ready to learn more in depth about how do I make a good hire, and how do I have really good one-on-ones, and how do I develop my team, and that sort of thing.
Lisa, what was your favorite part of 2019?
Oh, it's so many different projects that really I just can't stop thinking about how we try to figure out projects that are going to have an impact on our teammates, like border to border. But I have to say my favorite is actually this podcast. And it took several months of planning to get it to where, okay, we're ready to execute and we want to do this right. And so we're going to start off and do it. And then in June, we had our very first episode with Jason. And it was a huge success right off the bat. And we had so many people listen to it, like 700, I think, is where we landed on that one. And so I feel like we set the bar kind of high for ourselves right out of the gate, which is just super exciting. And then to have our guests already lined out and everything already in place so that we just rolled from month to month with that. And this is our 7th episode, so we're actually ending the year right on target for releasing one a month as expected. And some of the things that we've covered have been what's going on with DAS. We've talked about LinkedIn Learning with Sam, and we talked about a benefit to teammates in Real Appeal, and we had a coach fly in from Chicago to talk to us about his passion for the program, and I feel like that one was just wildly, massively successful. In fact, that one is over 1,100 listens and counting.
Wow.
And it was just pushed again today from another source. And it's been pushed by United Healthcare, and it's been pushed by the Real Appeal people. So I expect that number to just keep going, even though we're not even promoting it anymore. And I know that they're going to use that episode, the benefits team, as they go out across the state. And during open enrollment, they're going to be using that episode as a marketing tool.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
So I know that what we're doing here, despite in the beginning being, this is a fun idea, we should do this just for fun, it's actually turned into something that is not just limited to the training team, but it is for any topic that's related to a service that we provide as an agency to our teammates. And I think we're doing a really good work, and it makes me very happy. Now, there have been a lot of fun little speed bumps along the way. A lot of crazy things that have happened during recording that don't end up in the final production. I mean, a lot of work goes into it, and on the back end, we're sitting here talking in front of a microphone, but we have to have our topic and our questions and everything lined out, and then then there's the editing process, and we want to make it accessible, so there's a captioning process that goes on, and publicizing each episode, and so there's a lot that goes into it, and this team does a lot of work to get it out there.
Mary Beth, what about you? What was your highlight from 2019?
Well, being that I've been with the team since April, I don't have a full year, but I would say Coffee on the Mall is my favorite. That was a new event for the team, and the experience of getting all the teammates together and just connecting and getting outside, getting some fresh air, having some coffee. I love it. There is also a lot of prep that goes into it. We're always figuring out, okay, how many people do we think are going to show up? How many pots of coffee do we need to make ahead of
And
time?
didn't we start with 2, and now we're up to 5 or 6?
5 or 6, yeah. And just adding in new elements each time, from the banner to the aprons, and getting the little cup printed on them. Thank you, Jasmine.
Yeah.
It's been so much fun, and then all the funny little moments in between. One of my favorite moments was when we took a group picture, and we thought it was a picture, and we're all standing there smiling, and it's a video of us just standing there smiling for about 6 seconds.
Yeah.
No one's moving.
And then we went ahead and posted it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Cute. Hilarious. And you catching me dancing.
Yep. Which we also posted.
Yeah. Oh, you
Yes.
did?
I think so. If we didn't, we should.
We should.
You're in the video.
There's still time.
One of my favorites was Halloween.
Halloween.
When we were all dressed up, and I had this cat head. And just, there's something about being inside a costume, like the perceived anonymity of that, and like just, it's somehow uninhibiting. So, and the number of people who wanted to just talk to a 5-foot cat was kind of interesting.
And take selfies.
I took a lot
Yeah.
of selfies as the cat. And then we did the live to announce our drawing winners, and really enjoyed playing the cat.
I think one of my favorite parts about Coffee on the Mall was just watching everybody engage with each other and meet people from new agencies, and new ideas were created and new partnerships were formed, and it was all really organic. We didn't say, hey, go sit with somebody you've never sat with before. There were no table games. It was just come meet people and see what we can do as a team.
I think that's important. It's just something that we miss when we're so busy. Brene Brown says that we're hardwired for connection, and I couldn't agree more. And here we have several thousand teammates within a walking distance of our facility here, and to open that up to say, come join us on the patio. Don't have to do anything, just come. And then, organically, people from agencies that never really interact with each other on the daily, getting together and talking and exchanging emails, and that's been really cool.
We even had some federal employees become regulars from down the street.
Oh, that's right.
And just some passerbys.
Some tourists.
Yes. We did
Yeah.
offer coffee to some tourists. Yeah. But that's been a great event.
Dovey, how about you?
Well, I'm not going to just talk about 2019. I'm going to talk about our first experience at Panera Bread years ago when we just started to kind of develop the leadership certificate program. And was it going to work? And what do we want to put in it? And just to watch from that moment to today and what this team has been able to accomplish, and the networking, the offerings through Linda, the social media, the training blend, the online learnings. This team has grown so much, and you guys are fantastic. So that's been going on for a few years, but I cannot wait to see what you do in the future. I'm not going to talk very much more because this will be my last training blend, and I'm going to ball. I'm retiring. So you are in very good hands with this team and where they go in the future. We've accomplished a lot, and it's been fun all the way.
And then we have a whole year in front of us, and we do have some things that we are working on for next year as well.
2020 should see the launch of Leadership Foundations. So I'm excited about that.
We'll be debuting a class on bullying.
And we have some classes that we'll be taking out to agencies by request. Renee has a few. We did this year. We'll be doing more next year, such as
Diversity, Inclusion, and Workplace Civility is our most requested custom class where we go out into the agencies. We have a couple of those lined up already. Customer service in the public sector is another often requested class. We offer that as an open class as well. But a couple weeks ago, I went to the College of Engineering at UNL and gave a shortened version of that class to their staff there, and that was fun.
One of the things that I think is really important to look at for 2020 is the LinkedIn Learning open rooms. Sometimes you don't have time to sit down at your desk, or there's too many distractions, and so the training team is going to open up the development center so that people can come over here and take a LinkedIn Learning class, so of their choosing. So look for more information on that. I think that's a great idea and something to look forward to in 2020.
Will we be opening the tech lab for that as well, for those who don't have a laptop?
We will.
Awesome.
Yep. Just need to bring your love of learning and headphones.
So if you could wrap up 2019 in one word, what would it be?
Accomplished.
Collaboration.
Innovative.
connected.
Fantastic.
That sounds like a good year to me.
It was a fantastic year. Thank you all.
We want to take a second to give a big thank you and farewell to Debbie. She served the state for over 42 years, and she will be missed by many, many individuals, not just the training team. After recording this podcast, Lisa left the state to pursue another opportunity, but we want to take a moment to thank her for all of her work and wish her the best of luck. We on the training team are sad to say goodbye to both of these amazing women, but we're looking forward to all of the great things we're going to provide teammates next year. Stay tuned.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Training Blend. We release new episodes of this podcast monthly. Make sure you follow us at Any State Training on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and State of Nebraska Training and Development on LinkedIn to make sure you don't miss a single episode. Until next time.